Hello, hello, hello. Good evening, good evening. Hi. I thank you guys. I'm just popping in tonight, kind of short. Just wanted to catch up, touch base, um, as let you know what's going on. Remember our YouTube channel. Definitely like, subscribe, comment. We got the book, The Truck Driver's Wife Holding Down a Home Front, and I am Sandra Covington, the author of the book and motivational public speaker. And I am not at home right now, so if you can tell by the background and stuff that I'm not at home. Oh, before we get there, remember, like, subscribe, comment, touch base, let me know any questions, comments, concerns. Hey, I am here to help, and that is the objective of this channel, is to provide the support to let you are not alone, that I am here going through exactly the same stuff that you are going through, and we are going to get through this. I am the wife of a truck driver, 17 years. We have been through it all. We have been through miscarriages, which what we will be talking tonight. I know I've alluded the last 4 weeks that we're going to talk about kids or no kids. So we're going to talk about that tonight, chapter 3 of the book. We've been through that. We've been through bankruptcies. We've been through short sales. We've been through financial issues, ups and downs. It's always a roller coaster, and we're going through a little roller coaster right now, but we are going to get through it. I on this channel, I talk about it all. There is no censor. You know, I'm going to share, be truthful and share what we go through, so that way it lets you know, hey, you are not alone. We are in this together. And if you need somebody to talk to, hey, my email address, my Facebook, my YouTube, all that is down there. Definitely reach out to me and let me know if you have any questions or comments. So we are going to talk about it all here. We're going to cover it all. And again, if you guys have any questions, right now, George is in the Salt Lake City to Las Vegas. He is in Las Vegas, heading himself in on the way in. We actually have one of our weekend trip coming up, so we're gonna get that. As much as he would like to stay on the road and continue to pull in the money, because March is coming up, the finances and stuff. You have to take some time you have to take some time. You have to take some family time. So we are going to take some family time and take a trip with family, on a cruise, and we're getting out. But yeah, he would definitely. Right now, I talked to him today. He's like, what if I just stay on the road? You go by yourself? No, I am not going by myself. We are going it's been almost 2 years since we've had a family. When I'm just a family, just that since we've been on the cruise. And for those of you guys who know us, we are on a cruise at least once or twice a year. And that is our getaway, off the grid, total away. So, and for me right now, I am not at home. I am in Dallas, Texas, where I'm at every quarter. I work for Southwest Airlines, and I volunteer on a lot of culture um, councils and training and stuff. So this week I have been in Texas, at one of those events. So, but I know I had always said I wanted to come with you guys, come and talk. And this is a chapter 3 as far as kids. It's something that it's not that I don't talk about much, because I am strong by going through it, and we are strong by going through it. But it's something that it's not a welcome discussion for me, but if I'm gonna help somebody to go through what I go through, hey, we're gonna talk about it. We're gonna get it all out there. So for those of you, we're just gonna let's jump right in there. So for those of you guys who know, we do not have any children. And it's not because we did not want any children. When we got married, we that's all we talked about was having kids. And he doesn't have any children, and I don't have any. We got married in our mid 30s. My prayer was to have a man with no kids, a career that loved God, that loved me, will respect me as he respects God. And I was blessed with that, a man with no kids. So yay. We got married about 2 months, 2 weeks after I got married. I got pregnant. Woohoo. 4 weeks later after that, I find out I am in the hospital having a tubal pregnancy, and they are rushing me into emergency surgery. Georgia left about 2 days before my mom went with me to the hospital. And so he had no idea what was going on because he was dropping a load down in Florida in the Everglades. And for those of you that's been down in that area, there ain't no signal. So I had already spoke with him the night before. I mean, that night, and said he had, hey, babe, I'm going in. I'm not going to have no signal until I make the drop in the morning and come back out. Love you, hugs and kisses and so forth. So after I had that conversation with him, that's when things started changing with me. I'm cramping, I'm feeling bad. I call the doctor. The nurse practitioner tells me to go to the if I go to the bathroom, take like a little Tupperware with me, and collect if anything comes out. So that's, when I made the phone call to my mom, and it was like, you believe what this such and such just told me, and she's like, I'm on my way. Let's go to let's go to the hospital. So about 12 midnight, we get to the Kaiser and Bellflower and everything, and they tell me, "Hey, you're having contractions." I'm like, "No, what do you mean I'm having contractions?" I don't. She goes, "Well, didn't you know?" I'm like, "No, look, lady. Even though I'm 36 years old, I've never been pregnant a day in my life, so I don't know what a contraction feel like. I know I've been having gas. To me, it's felt like gas, very bad gas, hard, awful gas and cramping. I didn't, think I was having contractions. So anyway, they come to find out I'm having contractions, and they did a vaginal ultrasound to find out that the embryo was stuck in one of the tubes, and now we need to rush you into emergency surgery because if it ruptures, you can bleed to death and blah blah, yada 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 yada. So I tell him like, no, my husband's a truck driver. I can't go into surgery right now. I need my husband right here with me. And they were like, no, I'm sorry, we can't wait. Like, and my mom's like, Shell, look, we can't wait. You got to do that. I'm like, well, wait a minute. I just got married like 4 weeks, 6 weeks ago. I shouldn't be going through this. You get married to have your best friend, your partner right next to you. But I married a truck driver. And at that time, I had realized that I am going to be going through some things without him physically being with me. And there's a difference between the physical and the mental. But I know physically, at that moment, I had to realize, like, damn, shoot, I'm going to go through one of the worst things that I've ever experienced in my life, other than I've had a appendicitis and all that stuff. But, and the fact that I'm not pregnant anymore either. Like, wow. So of course the doctors, hey, we got to go in. I'm like, okay, let's go in. So mom was going to keep trying to reach him and everything while I'm in and everything, and so we had to have the emergency surgery. They removed it and everything, and at that time everything is, I'm thinking everything is okay. I wake up the next morning because surgery is like about 2 in the morning. So I wake up the next morning after everything is done. She tells me, she got in touch with him. You know, I'll, we'll call him later after I wake up completely. And he's getting ready to go park the truck and catch a flight from Florida to Cali because after he dropped the load. Well, he had dropped the load. So I'm like, okay, yay, but, you're still thinking like, dang, now I gotta, you know, we gotta talk. The baby that I thought I was about to give to our family, It's not there anymore. So George shows up the next morning. The doctor comes in, checks up on me, and he goes, Miss Covington, you've had a fever these last few nights. This is the second night that you've had a fever. Your fever comes and goes. If that fever does not break, then we show that there's an infection, and we may have to go in there again and cut you open again. I'm like, okay, well, we're gonna break this fever. We're gonna pray. We're gonna, get all the prayer warriors, and we ain't going back in there again because I didn't even want to discuss what we going back in there to do. It's just the fact that no, we are not going back in there. Okay, I'm laying here with my body just wide open. Yeah, I just lost a child. That I like. Wow, and now you're going to tell me they're going to go back in there and cut me again. Nah, it ain't, that wasn't even an option at that time, so we talked, we prayed, we were like, Lord, please don't let, I'm going to make it through this night, these next 2 days with no fever. They pumped me with antibiotics. I mean, I smelled antibiotics coming out of my skin, and some of you guys have been through that. You know what that's like, that smelling of that antibiotics just all and coming up through you. So it didn't go away, guys. That fever stayed. It just would not break. We couldn't fight it. So that's when the doctor comes in and he's like, hey, look, I am really sorry, Covington's, but that you have that infection, and we need to go in there. And so now you got to listen, because it didn't work. So we're going to need to go in there and do a complete hysterectomy. We'll leave one ovary so you do not go into early menopause. But we're going to have to go in and do a hysterectomy. And now my world has changed. Now I will never be able to bear children. So after we met with the doctor, it was just me and George in the room, and we just had to have the talk, that we do those knee-jerk reactions, like if things happen, like we were like bam bam bam. So me is like, okay, hey look, guy, and it didn't kind of go like hey look guy, but it was like, we've only been married for 6 7 weeks. Yeah, we've known each other for over almost 2 years, but from what the doctor just said, I will never be able to bear children, which is something that you always wanted. I totally understand if you want to annul this marriage. I gave him an out. I'm just like, it's just that all those emotions going through, and it's just like, you know what? I can't give you something that you've always wanted. So here's your out. You are no hard feelings, no love lost. You're gone. And he's looking at me like what the, and he's just like, look, no, that's not an option. It's I didn't marry you for your eggs or anything. No, that's not an option. So I was just like, yes. But at the same time, it's just in your head. It's like, I can't. Okay, that obstacle, well, not even an obstacle. That portion is done. But now, me as a woman being told that I will never be able to bear children, it was, now we got to deal with I got to deal with all of that, myself. So we go in, we have the hysterectomy, they cut me again. You know, I'm in the hospital for another 7 days. um he's with me the full 7 days, but I know back in our mind it's like the truck is at the truck stop in Florida, so I get released. We go home and everything, and he stays with me for one day, and it's like, I understand. You got to get on that road. You got to get back to that truck. You left it all the way in Florida. Um, no, the truck's not a priority, but yes, the truck is a business priority. And we weren't in business at the time. He was a company driver, but you're still responsible for that. And those of you guys know, when your driver is out there in a company truck, you are responsible for that truck. So I, hey, I understand you got to go. I'm fine. I got awesome family support. Mom, sister, I got family support. I'm okay. So he stayed with me for about a day, and we ended up getting a flight for him to get back. And when he left, I kind of needed that moment myself to really absorb what just happened. And I'm being completely honest. I mean, it's like 17, almost 18 years later, and I still not sure exactly. I know what the doctors told me what caused it and what happened, but emotionally, it's still like, damn, I did everything right. And me and God, we talk, I did everything right. I waited till I got married. Yes, and nothing against those of you that are married that had children outside of, marriage and everything. Nothing. Kids are beautiful, beautiful thing. But when I'm just talking about myself and my feelings, I waited till I got married to have to do this part of my life. And look what happened, you know. And sometimes I wonder, like, maybe I should have got knocked up in my 20s. I could have, maybe I have a child. But no, I can't do the shoulda, coulda, woulda thing like that. Things, I truly believe that things happen for a reason. And this happened, for a reason, which has made me so much stronger. So after I'm healed, like 2 weeks or so later, I'm still off work, but I'm able to drive, so I'm driving. You got those emotions going through. He's calling every minute, hour there. Hey, are you okay? Do you need me to come home? And I'm like, no, I'm fine. And yes, there are times, yes, I did want him next to me, but I do know I need him to concentrate. And as I always say in all of these videos, that you need your guys to concentrate out there on the road, because they're driving through whatever weather condition, whatever situation. And if he's worried about me, you won't be able to concentrate out there. And I know we had our talks, we had our cries, we had our tears. Um, Tears, I can tell you, there was me, and he would have to tell you in his own words what he was going through, but I know he was feeling it too. But me, I remember one day, a couple of times I was driving, and I think I can even find a spot in Norwalk where I did this. I was driving and I saw a woman pushing a carriage, baby in a carriage down the street, and I literally pulled over in a commercial parking lot. I think the office was closed. I can actually picture the office, and I cried. I just sat there and cried. I don't know how long I was there, but I cried because it's, again, why me? You know, and I just needed that release. I call it going into the closet. Like, it's okay to go in the closet and cry, shout, scream, scratch, whatever, but you got to come out too. And when you come out, you got to come out strong. You got to come out to where I'm going to get this one day at a time. One day. Make it through this day, you make it through that day. You make it through that day. Before you know, a whole week, month, the years have gone by, and you made it. So that's where I needed to do. It was just a one freaking day at a time. And I'll let you guys know too, it took me 2 years before I could go to a baby shower of a friend or family member. Yeah, again, I have my nephews. I'm with them no matter what. They keep me young. But to go to a baby shower of a friend or another family member or coworker, uh-uh, it didn't happen. It did not happen. And yeah, I don't think I sent cards or anything. It was just no. I'm sorry I can't attend. I got something else to do. Or sorry I can't attend. I got something else to do. Sorry I can't attend. I got something else to do. And no, I had nothing else to do. But it was just me sitting there at a shower, fellowshipping and congratulating somebody of something that I wanted. And I wasn't strong enough at that time to do that. And I don't think I'm wrong for it. That was me. You guys let me know what you think, but I didn't think I was wrong with it. But it took me 2 years. And then the first baby shower that I did say, you know what, I'm going to go to, I think it was a coworker or somebody, but I told George, I said, hey babe, I'm going to go to this person's baby shower. And his first thing was, are you sure? And I'm like, yeah, I can do it. He goes, are you sure? And to this day, and we're talking like years later, every time I tell him I'm going to a baby shower or a kid's birthday, he'll ask me, are you okay? And I'm like, yeah, I'm fine. I'm good. And it's easier after you get, yeah, the first one was hard, but we smile, we have fun. I tried not to mentally go there. I enjoyed the environment, the people that I was with. I didn't mentally go there to where, oh wow, this person has something that I will never be able to have biologically. But yeah, it took me 2 years to go to a shower. And I'm not going to say it's easy to go to them now, but they're my family and friends that I want to celebrate with. So you do that. Um I don't We did try adoption. Everyone's like, "Oh, you guys should adopt, this and that. Why you had to adopt?" We tried adoption twice. And we went through it the first time. It was right after we moved to Arizona, and right after I got laid off with the state of Arizona. I think I had just got laid off. Um, yeah, because I had just started working for Southwest, and I was in the center. George was on the road. He had went back on the road because we had went through our was going through our thing financially, and he was gone for about a month at a time. And we went through the process. I went through it alone because he was on the road, so he was not able. And here in Arizona, you have to go through the foster care program. You have to be a foster parent for a year. And then after that year, you petition to adopt the child. Well, I went through the program alone, thinking that George would do his catch up classes, when he gets home. It kind of didn't happen like that, but we realized also with him being gone that amount of time, and my hours were like 4 to 1:30 in the morning. We were no family in Arizona. We hadn't developed our family friendship bond that we have here with our friends that we have in Arizona. So we decided to table it. So we tabled it. So then I think about 6 or some months later, and I got my certificate and everything. And I think about 6 or some months later, our lifestyle had kind of changed a little bit. And it was like, oh, he had came off the road. We were going to try that at that time. So now he's home, doing, I think he was doing security or something for those 6 months. Now he's home. So it's like, okay, you're home now. Let's try the adoption again. Let's do the adoption thing again. So we did the classes together. We went through the classes. We completed everything. We did our little pamphlet booklet that we're supposed to give and everything. Got our references and stuff. And then they get to the part in Arizona. where I think, to table that for a second, I think we should have did the adoption in California before we came to Arizona, because the laws in Arizona were just, it was just really weird. I think it wouldn't have been as crazy in Cali if we would have did it and got to Arizona. So we get to the part where, for the first year, remember I said you're under the foster care and you're fostering. During that year, the parent who does not have the child, because the child's in foster care, they want you to involve the parent in birthday parties, doctor's appointments, school functions, this, that. They, and they want the parent involved to make it an easier transition for the kid, which is fine. It's all about the child. But uh, we weren't looking for a third family like that. It was just the guidelines and the rules and stuff was just a little more than what we wanted to take over. We were cool to take over the baby, the child. No, cool. We were, that was ready. We were even started setting up the room for it and everything. But to say that when it's birthday party time and doctor's appointments and school functions and stuff, we are to notify the parent of these to have them involved also. That's just a little, that just was not sitting right with us. So we really had to take a total step back and just and pray on it, because it just was not setting right with us. So this, again, this is the second time we went through it. So after talking about it, and that we just, like, no, it just was not sitting right. And so we talked, and we talked, and we talked, and there were times we didn't talk about it, to where we came back a month so later and was like, okay, we need to decide on which way we're going to go with this. And when I say this, I mean this part of our life. Are we going to have children, or are we not going to have children? Are we going to adopt? Are we going to look into private adoption? And remember, at that time, we're going through financial craziness anyway. And you're talking about private, nah, that definitely was not an option. So we decided that we're just not even going to do the children. We're not going to do kids. And I can tell you, and I talk about that in, I think, maybe chapter 4 or 5. Um, Once that decision was made, there was like a weight that was lifted. And some may think that's bad, some may think, but anyway, for me, there was like this thing, the cloud that was hovering, that was lifted, to where it was like, okay, I'm not gonna, because you have that back in your head, like society, as women, we're supposed to have kids, or you're supposed to have this, you're supposed to have, the book says, this magazine says you're supposed to have this. But once you stop living your life by the magazines, or the, again, as I mentioned in previous videos, those Hallmark calendars, once you start living your life for yourself, OM freaking G. It's just like the weight's lifted. You can breathe. If you have allergies, and when your eyes are clouded and you take those eye drops and, like, opens up, oh my God, it just opens up. And that happened. And it was just like, and everything was positive from there. Yeah, there are times where where we sit and talk like, dang, I wonder what, me and you together, our genes, what, where we'd be at, what we like. Yeah, we laugh and joke about that. But you know, um, I'm not gonna say we're better for not, our life is better for not having children, but I have kids in my life. I have 4 of the amazing nephews that a woman can ask for. Oh my God, guys. My God. They keep me young. Actually, they're the ones that pushed me to do these talks and chats, and even the book too. You know, they were the ones that pushed me to do that. But yeah, I have four awesome nephews. George has nieces and nephews on his side, and you know, we're full. I volunteer at the Foster Care Review Board. I volunteered on the City of Buckeye Town Council. You know, so we donate. Their year, 1 year, 1 year. We didn't do it last year, but the year before, you know, we take we don't exchange gifts for the holidays, so we take that money and donate and help and give to those that are in need. So we took some envelopes into Walmart once before, and during the holidays, and we just handed it to people. You know, so I I'm blessed blessing others, and that's that's my blessing that I give. I don't feel like I'm less that I don't have the children or was unable. And you know, we are in our 17th year of marriage. We are laughing and joking. We getting over the kids not having children or not being able to give the child, and dealing with the trucking industry and all that other stuff that's going on, that was going on in our life. Like, oh my God. I I don't know. You know, there's just times I wonder, like, if, you know, God had a plan. I didn't know what the plan was at the time, but I totally, my hat is off completely to women who have children and are taking care of the children while their drivers are out there on the road. You guys are amazing. And I read your stories on our Facebook pages and stuff. And because I don't have the children. I don't have the fur babies. I don't have the cattle and all of that stuff and taking care of that portion while they're out on the road. But just a little bit that I do have to care for here at home while well, I'm not at home right now. I'm in Dallas, but just that little bit, and handling my regular 8 to 5 job and the paperwork that comes with the trucking business and the phone, just that alone, sometimes I'm just like, wow. And for those of you that have the children and all the other added things, you guys are amazing. And it is, I forgot what it's called, but it's Women's Month. You know, we're in March now, and March 1st. Today's March 1st, but we are in March now, and it's and I don't know if this is going to be played on March 1st because but anyway, it's not that I'm getting used to. But this is Women's Month, and my hat go off to all women, because you know, guys, we are so much stronger than we think. I think we handle things a lot better than the men, but you know, I'll get stories on that. But we are the rock also, and we hold it down. We hold it down. And if, yeah, they say they can make it without, but yeah, yeah, they can for a minute, but you know, we hold it down. And I just wanted to come in and touch base with you guys about that. I know we've alluded, and you know, we may talk a little bit about kids and all that stuff more going forward and stuff, but I just wanted to let you know, for those of you that have not bought the book, and you need to buy the book, because so you can get more in depth with it, why we don't have children. And it's, you know, hey, we're still going strong, you know, and it's done. And that's about all I'm going to say about it, you know. And but if you have any questions or comments about this, hey, I'm here to share my story. You know, I am here. There, I didn't realize, and when I got well and I went back to my women's Wednesday night um, Bible study that we had at my church in California, and I went back and I shared my story. OMG, guys. Everyone had their story to share too, and that would let me know I am not alone. I'm thinking that no one has went through what I just went through. No, we are. You're not. It's not just you. And it doesn't have to be a hysterectomy and a miscarriage. It can be anything. And that's what this forum is for us to talk about it, for me to share what I'm going through so that way you'll know that you are not alone. I am the wife of a truck driver, an over the road truck driver who is gone seven days out of the week or more. And I am here to share my stories with you and my challenges, my ups and downs, to let you know again, you are, and I'm gonna keep saying it over and over again, you are not alone. And on that note, I'm gonna thank you guys for stopping in. We're gonna talk more. I'm not sure what you're going to talk about next week. It may be a little bit about the kids, but we're gonna move forward. We're gonna talk. Oh, I know what we were supposed to talk about next. We're gonna repairs, house, how we handle all that stuff while they're gone. We're gonna talk about that. I got a couple of questions that I need to filter through, that I got through messaging and everything. So we're gonna keep it going, and I'm gonna come to you guys every Wednesday, or maybe just on the short during the week, and touch base. But again, thank you guys so much for zooming in, for subscribing, liking the channel. Any questions, definitely reach out. And I know I am rambling right now, but remember the book, The Truck Driver's Wife Holding Down the Home Front, is on Amazon, Barnes& and Noble, Walmart, and a couple of other avenues that we'll put down in the comments. But thank you guys, and we'll chat soon. Bye bye.